Okay, we're live. Hey, everybody. Can you hear us okay? Good evening. Tony, Neil's in the house. Let me get up here. Got good audio. It's a new platform, StreamYard. I can actually take your comments and throw them on the screen.
Hey, Neil, did you ever get your silver? I think you. Uh-oh.
Okay, we are live. All right. So today,
Make sure they can hear us, because
yeah, they can.
Okay.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about was we did finally go back to the bank, and we got a bank. That's supposed to say creeper, actually.
The bank keeper.
Well, she is the bank keeper. But so for those of you that don't know, we had a lady at the bank reach us personally about what we were doing with our transactions, looking for investment advice. Very unprofessional, very strange. Same lady that turned us down for our first rental property loan. A lot of you said, you guys thought that she should lose her job. I talked to the economic ninja about it, and he lost his mind because you know how people are. And so, what do you think? Let me know in the comments.
Well, it started out with a wire transfer, and I answered all the questions. And you guys know when you do a wire transfer, you have to answer the questions. That's not a big deal. And I thought just that's why she was calling. But no, she specifically stated that she was doing it for curiosity and for her own reasons. And so she invested in this company, that she went through our checking account and saw where we were pulling funds from. So we did. We actually made a formal complaint to the headquarters. We moved our funds from that account and we went to another account. But I'm going to give you a tip. So during this whole entire process, as I was talking to the headquarters people, I made it very clear that the tellers at this bank were absolutely amazing. So I just didn't want to throw everybody under the bus. They were very shocked. They could not believe it. And they said they were definitely looking into it, going to investigate it. And interestingly enough, apparently every keystroke they do is recorded. She said they were going to go back and look at every keystroke to see if she'd gone into our account. I'm sure we'll never know what happens, but anyway.
Well, how else would she have all that information?
No, she did. Yeah, because she named companies, she named amounts. So she had definitely gone back into our account. And
banks, don't trust them. That brings me to the first tip. Don't put all your money in one bank. And if you can, get most of it out. That's not funny. That does sound like financial advice, but that's not exactly what it is. It's exactly not. We use several different banks. Now we use even less. We use less than we used to because we don't use that bank anymore.
Or one less. Yeah.
Yeah. But, something like that, take that and twist it a little bit, and that could be a bad deal, So that's why you want to have several different banks and keep a stash, somewhere, maybe not even at your house, but, just be your own bank is what I would rather do. But sometimes in our investing stuff, we have to have banks.
Well, it's a little bit scary because they're in a position of seeing a lot of your information. And if they are going to actually go into your account and see what you're investing in, where you're pulling funds, where you're transferring funds, what wire transfer. She even had the audacity to ask me, the place where I was sending a wire transfer, she goes, "What, are you getting like a discount at this company?" Because it was the second wire transfer we sent. And I said, it's a personal choice. Why does it matter? It's like, that's when I was like, all right, she's crossing a line. But anyway,
so leave me what do you think? Should she lose her job? We made a formal complaint.
We did.
And,
well,
whatever that's worth. Let me know if you think I hate to take anybody's job, but if she's doing that to us, she's doing other things to other people.
Yeah. Said I had a banker change my address and the system was sending all my stuff to what? No. Right there.
Oh, jumped on me.
Yeah, that's okay. And sending all my stuff to my ex-wife's house. The banker was a friend of hers. Oh my goodness. Man. Yeah, that's a huge violation.
Oh, that's awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't realize that a lot of people in the banking industry, they have a huge responsibility, and it's a lot of trust that we're going in there and we're handing them all of our information.
All right. Okay, up next, so there's going to be some silver given away tonight. Well, it'll be in the next video, but it's given to us by the Economic Preppers. To win silver, leave a crypto question in the comment section, not in this live stream. So go to the video where you would find this video and leave a comment there. So exit live stream, leave the comment there. Crypto, I know most of you don't care for it. Some of you do. But, I've got some really good guys here that are really pretty savvy on the whole thing. Case in point is one of them sold all their Bitcoin at $60,000. So you could say he's kind of close to it. Patrick, he's a great guy, and he's actually the one giving away the silver. So leave them your crypto questions, and we're going to select two, and we're going to give five 5-gram little bars to two people, and we're going to pick out the questions, and they'll ship it to you. So that's going to be really cool. Let me know I don't know if I don't know all your thoughts on crypto. I usually get, it's crap, but let's try to just think about it a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like the fact that they're giving us some away. That's so cool when you give.
Yeah, silver's fun to give. It's one of the funnest things to give on the planet.
Especially when someone holds in their hand.
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing we wanted to kind of touch upon was a little bit of, okay, we can go to taxes. Yeah.
Oh, am I jumping on you?
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
You got to roll with it.
Yeah, I do. So tax season is here, you guys. And if you own a business, you especially know it because the LLCs and all that kind of stuff, they had to be turned in by March. They have to be done by March the 15th versus April, your personal taxes. And I want a tip here. A lot of people get these IRS documents in the mail, and even from state documents, and they're like, no big deal, and they just throw them in the mail. Well, they just throw them in the trash. That kind of stuff will bite you in the rear end, and we know for a fact that it will. We personally had it done. Well, actually, I went to the tax guy. He just told me it was no big deal, just toss it in the trash. And I learned if that happens, document what he said and put him on record, because we had to fight that, and we're actually still fighting that. I just got another letter in the mail. But so that's just a tip from taxes. So you guys, your tax season is here. I will tell you this: learn to use your CPAs to delegate some items. You don't have to do everything. There's some things like they did on my 1099s this year. It was so much easier than me having to sit there and do it. And follow up with them. And when you go see them, don't hesitate to sit there and don't just take your taxes and walk away. Sit there with them and itemize and say, what does this mean? Why am I paying for this? What am I doing? And it's good to just question. So that's what I have to say about taxes.
Robert Kiyosaki says your CPA ought to be one of the highest paid people on your payroll. Those people, you get the right ones, and they can really help you out. And if I'd have had a good one,
years ago,
6-8 years ago, I'd be in a lot better shape. But that's why it's important to just stay on top of it. I'm so grateful for you, because I'm doing everything else. And yeah, it's been rough.
I've learned a lot though. And I'll tell you another thing, guys, real quick, just before we move on. If you do have LLCs, learn your categories. And I think that's a lot of people, they don't realize. When I go to my CPA, he laughs. He goes, oh my goodness, you have researched your categories. I'm like, you are right. So you're going to know every category. So when they go to do their taxes, they don't have to guess where to put that item. And sometimes it can be mixed between two. And I'll say, hey, look, if I'm over on this category is a little bit low. You can mix, the items or whatever. So that's something, you guys, not a tax advisor, something we've just learned. But man, you guys pay attention to that. You can save some money.
Absolutely.
I get passionate about that because you can save money.
Hey, this isn't the first time Miss Carolyn reached out. Carolyn Greenhill is asking for prayers for her young daughter, Taylor's health and healing, please. So keep her in your prayers. Now, I don't know what's wrong, but I know I've read this a couple of times, if maybe even 3. So keep Taylor in your prayers.
That sounds good. Well, let's go on to life insurance right now. What's going on with that?
Okay.
And going up?
Yeah. So who was that called?
Someone called in, and I'm sorry, I don't remember their name, but they were telling us that because of certain things that have been happening lately, people have been getting certain medicines, certain different things. The death rate has been going way up.
Having lots of heart attacks, blood clots.
Yep. And so life insurance is jumped. I think she said it went from $800 a year.
That's what you said. She was on the phone with you. Said it was $800 a month.
And
it was $800 a year, and now it's going to $800 a month.
Yeah, that's what she told me.
And she had the kind, what was it called?
They paid out or something.
Okay, and it seemed like they were just trying to squeeze her out.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people are going to do that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
So health insurance is also going up. And here's another tip that I learned the other day. Well, I don't know. I'm curious about what you guys think about life insurance, because Chris and I have mixed feelings about it, should you have it or not. But health insurance, I learned a tip the other day that when you go to do a doctor's visits, it's how you schedule that doctor visit, because they're on the other end and they're coding it in. your doctor visit. So if you code in, and you guys all know the terms, a wellness visit, a yearly checkup, different things like that, where if you code in versus something else, they're going to charge you way more. And a lady was actually so nice at one of the doctor's offices today, because I called in. This has been a little while ago, a couple years ago. And she said, no, Stacey, you need to say specifically this. She said, based on your insurance. She said, otherwise you're going to be out a chunk of change. So it's something to take a look at your health insurance.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. You can do a wellness visit and skip.
Well, and when you get in the doctor's office, you can tell them whatever you need to tell them.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you got to learn how to play the game, because guys, we are funding for people's health care that do not care about their health. I'm really against this. When I go to I just left the grocery store the other day, and so when you talk about health, you got to talk about what you're eating, what people are eating, and the people that are buying garbage, complete garbage on the Louisiana Purchase food stamp card.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff I would never I wouldn't give it close to my face. It's so bad. And they're morbidly obese. They can't walk. And they're just steadily eating this crap, and no telling what else they're putting in their bodies. We just can't do that. You can't poison somebody and then pay for their health care.
Well, let's just face it. Let's talk about this for a second, because this is a very sensitive topic to me, because the lupus that I went through. When you go to a doctor nowadays, they just want to throw meds at you. I very seldom had a doctor that wanted to sit down with me and say, hey, maybe you should try something nutritional. Maybe you should try something natural. We've lived that. So that's a really, I guess, close to heart subject.
Yeah, it was a big deal. It cost us a lot of money.
Y'all, the industry in crisis needs to be the right plan for what you need, not what the agent needs for commission. Find an honest agent. Well, that's good to know.
It's the same way selling precious metals too. You got to find what the person needs for the best price. And a lot of people get caught up, these life insurance peddlers, and looking after their own interest. It's in every industry.
It is. It truthfully is. And I guess, anyway, that's a very sensitive subject for us, because we lived it. Well, with your elbow, we lived it too. And we've lived it through several different things. But whenever you get done, I want to say, so what have you got to say about the next health insurance? Are we done with that topic?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I could talk forever about health insurance.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go on the lupus. If you guys are interested in learning about our lupus journey, we could talk about that, but that wasn't part of the program. You know what I mean? So let's just move on, and maybe towards the end we'll talk a little more. Because I know there's a lot of people, just real quick, and we'll move on. There's a lot of people that are walking around with a little butterfly rash on their face, and they don't feel right, and their joints hurt, and there's all these problems they're starting to have, and they're probably coming down with autoimmune disorder, and you can absolutely turn it around with nutrition. We've done it firsthand. The people that she was in the group with, in the lupus group, are dead.
Well,
that's how serious it are. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they're just dying off because they don't understand. Why can't I keep eating this food that I've been eating my whole life? It's because it slowly poisoned you to the point you can't anymore.
Yeah. Well,
but I'll get off my soapbox. I'm really passionate about it.
No, they had kidney transplants. They had to have different, and there's just, and their bodies wouldn't accept certain things. But anyway, so health insurance is a big deal, and we learned a lot about it when we went through that. But on to the next one. Let's talk about talking to your neighbors. We were talking about that.
Oh man, yeah. I almost missed out on
and your coworkers and creating a community. And
well, that's what this is all about.
It is.
All this is about the community. And the bigger the community gets, and you guys talking in the comments, and I see it all the time. Hey, I'm here in Texas too, or hey, I'm in Canada. We live next to each other, and that's the kind of stuff you can't get anywhere else. Right. And even outside of YouTube and here around your area, your neighbors, your coworkers, we just got blessed with, I'd say, 2 semi-loads of horse manure for our place, fertilizer. I mean, it's just an amazing blessing. He didn't have anything to do with it. He couldn't get anybody to come get it. And it's like, buddy, you got my number.
So we brought them eggs and a bunch of canned vegetables from our garden, and that wasn't enough to compensate.
No,
but it was
not at all. But
yes, you can talk to your neighbors. And I was like, had we not had that relationship with them, then they would have known to pick up the phone. They would have known we had a garden. And so, it was awesome.
We've got some really good neighbors that we help each other look after each other's places when we're gone. And it's just a really, really cool thing that I hope everybody can experience, because I have had bad neighbors. And that is an awful thing to live around. By
Let's
that.
talk about bad neighbors for
You want to?
Yeah, let's do. Let me tell you guys, don't be a bad neighbor. In this world that we live in, there's so much ugliness and there's so much you can just be spiteful for no reason. And we lived next to some people that, well, I think pretty
They
much
were awful.
everybody in the neighborhood thought they were
The worst human beings on the I've ever had to deal with.
They went through our mail. They accused Chris of stealing some stuff that he had made for them.
I built them something for their tractor bucket to help them pick up brush out of the kindness of my heart. To try to, we'd already been through our mail and all this stuff. Says, hey, I built it for him. So here you go, man. I just wanted to do that for you. Oh, thank you. Blah blah blah. Well, a few weeks go by, maybe a month or two, and he's pilfering around on my property. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I'm looking for my forks. I said, well, I don't have them. Why do I want them? And then he told the neighbors that he thought I stole them from him. So I went above and beyond, because that's what you got to do, guys. The only thing you got here when you leave is what you left behind. Yep. Okay. And I wanted to be proud of this move when I was 80. So I built him another set. I built him another set of forks and took them over there and gave them to him. Yep. And when he left, the neighbor found his in the woods.
Yeah, the ones he thought he'd lost or stole. Just be a good neighbor, though, you guys. That taught us a really good lesson. Just be there for people that need you. And your coworkers. Don't forget your coworkers. If you see somebody that maybe is in need or could use some help or whatever, don't.
Real quick, guys, will you put where you're from in the comments? I really like to know, because you might be touching base with other people that are in the live chat. And I just think it'd be really cool. So where are you guys at? East Tennessee.
Pennsylvania.
There's one. I think they're coming up slow.
Australia.
Florida, North Carolina, Texas.
Indiana. What I said, I have a neighbor with a football that changed. Don't worry about it. It slipped. Oh, they're good. Oh, it's way behind.
Wow. Australia. All right, Richard. East Tennessee, Colorado, Minnesota, Cali, Canada, Gold Bar, Washington, Oregon, Kingston, California. Thanks, guys. That is awesome.
Yep, I love
Arkansas in the house. I bet I sound like a native. All right.
The next thing I want to talk about, and when we were talking about this earlier, and we were kind of joking and laughing around, but it's true. There are more than one ways to do things. And I think that's another tip. What are you going to do?
Nothing.
Oh, I think there's more ways than we were talking about. There's more than one way to do something. And you and I learned this because when we first started doing rent houses, then we started realizing there's other ways to buy them. I had a certain way that I thought I should buy them.
Ooh,
and you're like,
that was a good fight. That was a knockdown, drag out.
And you're like, no, there's another way. And I think you taught me to be more open-minded that, hey, Stacey, there are other ways. And sometimes I think we get so set in our ways that we're like, okay, this is the only way we're going to do things. And I have to even think about that when it comes to my paperwork. Sometimes you're like, Stacey, can you streamline that? How can I help you do this?
I'm really good at streamlining things.
You are.
And but once you get going, the monster is better than the monster you don't know. So you've already got it figured out and you're dealing with it like this. And I'm bad about it too. But somebody from the outside looking in can say, hey, what about this? And they can do it in a kind way.
Right.
So you kind of help you see it.
Right.
And I learned to do that too.
Yep.
Kind of visit about it, bring it up and talk about it. Don't say, hey, why are you doing it like this? Don't do. I hate that. I was thinking about that on truck the other day. Why did you do that? I always hated that at work too.
Well, anyway, that's a tip that I was just thinking about. And that's something that we've learned. It's not just in real estate, it's in everything in life. Heck, it's even the way you scrub a pot. Oh, and the way you even cook with a pot. He likes the non-stick pots, and I like my.
They should have thrown all the non-stick pots away when they came out with it coating. Is it bad for you? I don't think so. I think it's all right.
But he comes in there and I'm cooking with my pot. He goes, I don't understand why you're cooking with that pot. But anyways, that's another tip. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, and this is something you and I actually had a really big discussion on at one point, not too long ago. Identify the ways that hold you back. Remember, we were talking about how friends can hold you back, health can hold you back, your
Man,
habits can hold you back.
your friends can hold you back big time. It's you become the average of the 5 people you hang around the most, and you also become your chosen environment.
Mm-hmm.
You morph into that, and I've experienced it. I've life lessons, and
We all have.
you have to make adjustments. And if you just keep hanging around those people that don't have your best interest at heart, or if they are jealous, if the person is jealous, cut them loose. That they'll never be happy for you. They will only want to drag you down, and it's something that we all have to work on.
It is.
Right. So it's I think it's naturally hard to be happy for somebody like a stranger or somebody that's maybe you grew up with and y'all were always kind of equal, and he's all of a sudden doing really good. But all you have to do is just fake it at first. Just try to be like, man, that's really good, and say it out loud and really encourage him. And then all of a sudden it'll be like you are happy for him because he's your friend and you want him to do good,
Yep.
And I really try my best to be genuinely happy for everybody, because it is hard to find somebody to rejoice with, guys.
Yep.
It's easy to find somebody to cry with,
Yep.
but it's hard to find somebody to rejoice with. And I've also known that to be true my whole life.
Yep, we personally have in several different occasions. Yep.
Yeah. So remember that you become your chosen surroundings, and change it. That's the best. We've had several life-changing events.
We have.
That things we've had to work through and do, and quit hanging around people, start hanging around new people. And then I start meeting all you guys. Take that banner down. And I meet that many more people. So my group of friends gets bigger and stronger with better and better people. It's amazing.
Well, it's not just friends that can hold you back. I mean, it can be something as small as a habit that you're doing in life. And you and I have discussed this in different things that you can be doing. And you've got to cut some of that stuff out. And it's just little things that you identify that can just really set you back. And you cannot be the best person that you can be. And it's so easy to just read that comment and go, oh, sure. Yeah, that sounds great. But like you and I were talking, but actually do action. Actually do something about it is another thing. And I think that's the hard part. And it's really good because you and I kind of hold each other accountable a little bit. And we're like, hey, in a nice way, but it's good to have someone that's an accountable partner.
Right. And you can't expect that from the other person immediately. Sometimes you have to be that one first.
Yep.
He's been that one first. In order to have a good wife, you got to be a good husband first, and vice versa. That's just the way it is. Just be that person first if you can. If you have that opportunity, please take it. I could go on for a while.
I know. Well, the next thing I want to talk about real quick also, and then I want to go to some really cool gold and silver stories that the people shared with me about some jewelry. But make a list, make a schedule, and make a list, especially if you're self-employed. It can be so easy to wake up, and when you don't have a list or a schedule, you can just kind of meander throughout the day and you really don't accomplish anything. So every night before I go to bed, Crystal will even say, what are you doing? I said, I'm making a list. I'm scheduling my day out for the next day. I'm setting a goal, because if I don't, then you just kind of drift throughout the day. Or you'll be like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing today? And if you don't have a set of accomplishments, I think it's very important. A lot of people don't do that.
Right. And remember, guys, hold on, I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go for it.
I gotta remind everybody, there is a silver giveaway. We're giving away 5 5-gram bars to 2 people. And we're going to give away, and we're going to take names here in the form of a crypto question. So leave your crypto question, whatever it may be, for Patrick over at the Economic Preppers. And, he's, like I said before, he's pretty savvy with the crypto industry. When he told me he sold his Bitcoin at 60 grand and he was mining it with 2,500 machines, I said, whoa, okay. He's got a pretty good grip on things. So, he wants to give the silver away, the Economic Preppers do. And that's how we're going to give it away. We're going to pick a couple questions and give those people,
but don't put it in the live chat.
No,
go to the video after the live chat ends and put it in the chat there. And then, that'll be great. I can't wait to hear your questions. Actually, I'm curious to see, because I'm trying to come on board with crypto. I still struggle, as you guys all know.
And I got my questions too. I got questions. Who the heck is Satoshi Nakamoto? Why isn't he around? You know, it just sounds like a big scam. It really does. But if you're using fiat currency, you're taking part in the biggest scam that ever hit the planet.
Yep, true. Also,
Anyway, keep going.
no. So I want to just touch on gold real quick, and then let's see what kind of questions you guys have for us. But I'll tell you real quick because you guys always like for a gold and silver update. It's about $20.20 for silver, about $18.80 for gold. It's been holding steady. It's been down, so I've been trying to reach as many as you guys can and lock you in. There was a few phone calls I missed. I'll try to get you guys tomorrow and get you guys locked in. But I want to tell you some really interesting stories about gold. It's just kind of a different way to look at gold and silver, especially gold. So I don't know if you guys can see right here. You can't really
Let me
even see
take the
it.
banner down.
No, it's okay. But Chris's mom is a jeweler, and she was at a jewelry store, a jewelry conference in
off.
Vegas. And nah, it's okay. But anyway, it's a very, very old coin, and I forget where she said it came from. Was it the Rome? Anyway, it's very,
Yeah, I
very
think it is
old,
Rome.
and she welded gently around it, and then gave it to me for a chain. And I thought that was so cool. And then over the last couple of months, I've noticed a lot of you guys purchasing smaller pieces of gold in the form of grams or a fourth of an ounce or whatever, and you're making them into jewelry. You're making them into necklaces, bracelets, different things like that. You're giving them to your grandkids, your kids, which I think is a great idea. And then a lady called me, and I want to say it was German marks, and I apologize if I got the story wrong. And I think it was her grandmother or her great grandmother. Her grandfather had given her a bracelet during the war and was like, okay, if you have to escape, here's a bracelet with marks all throughout it. So you at least have some kind of precious metals with you. And they still have that as a family, that bracelet, they still have it, which I think is so incredibly cool. So that's just another way to look at. Some people always ask me, they're like, well, how do you look at precious metals? You know, what can I use it for? So maybe you could use it for jewelry. I don't know. I just thought that was really
What's your
cool and
guys' favorite
interesting.
silver piece? Put that in the live stream. I want to know. What's your favorite? If you had to go find whatever it may be, what are you looking for when you go buy silver? I know I got a lot of stackers here. Stacey's on the phone with you guys all the time. She's a broker for Miles Franklin. If you want gold and silver, that's fine. Go somewhere else first. It's for
Get
real.
quotes.
Just get it. You know, we usually have the best price. We usually come back, but keep in mind she's getting really busy because anytime you do a service like that, it's a lot. So she has to go on the phone real quick. That's why, because she's backed up.
Well, and I love talking to you guys, but sometimes I do have to say I got to go because I got 3 more calls waiting. But anyway, and I hope I'm not talking
Morgan
too
dollars.
fast this time, and I'm hoping I'm not too loud because I'm always too loud.
So check this out. Bars, Eagle or Buffalo, Morgan dollars, Silver Eagles, Buffaloes. I don't see junk. Oh, there's Bud Light, pre-64 dimes.
Okay.
I like pre-64 dimes too, and quarters. I think I like quarters better. I like our Chinese Tigers and Buffaloes, Monster Box Maples, Britannias. Okay, everybody's got something different. I don't see. I kind of like the 64, the pre-64 stuff too.
The junk silver.
I really like the Eagles though. I really do.
I like
them. You like the maples?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I don't know why I do. And the gold is one of the purest ones, and I like it. The eagles, they actually put something in them to make them more sturdy. So if you ever hold an eagle against a maple, the eagles are going to be a little bit bigger.
Huh.
But they're the same. They're still the 99.9. Anyway.
It's just American. That's all.
It is.
America.
I tell you what I'm not really interested in right now is the new Britannia with the King Charles on it. I'm not a fan of Prince Charles. And I have a lot of people that don't want to buy it, which is kind of very funny. So we'll see how that one sells.
Second fave is platinum. We've been dabbling in platinum.
Yes, I agree with you.
Gold and silver's coming down. I hope it comes down a little bit more. I'm going to load up again.
Well, I will keep you guys updated. I will be working all day tomorrow. Friday, I will be away from the computer in the afternoon for several hours. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be working all day. But what else?
Thank you, Miss Cindy. It's just nice to see that kind of stuff.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. I like those better than super chats.
I agree with you on that. I do.
Okay, guys. I hope you got something out of this. Oh, one more thing before I let everybody go. I'm thinking about fasting tomorrow all day, starting tonight, and then fast for 24 hours or from whenever your last meal was. If anybody wants to do that with me, all you have is your word in the Thunderdome and nobody would know any different. if you didn't fast. But if anybody wants to fast with me, you'll know you're fasting with Chris tomorrow, because it's something I have to kind of make my mind up to do. And it's good for you. Autophagy is amazing. And you'll lose somewhere between a half a pound and a pound of fat in one day. Why not?
Just finished a 7-day fast, almost homestead. Just jumped.
Wow.
Whoa. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So what did you just drink? Water, chicken broth, coffee, tea? What did you do? I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm just going to water fast for 24 hours.
So no coffee? Even no like...
No, you can have coffee and tea.
Coffee and tea?
Yeah, I guess.
Hot
Okay,
teas?
so that's not a water fast, I guess. But yeah, you can have, it's no calories, you know, under 30 calories. Let me know if you're in. Put it in the comment section, not here, because I'm going to have to go back and I won't be able to go back to this. All right, guys. Have an awesome, awesome day. Thank you for being here. Don't forget about the silver giveaway. Just leave it in the comment section. It's all you have to do. Thank you for coming on with me, Stacey.
Leave a crypto question. Yep.
Thanks, everybody. Later.